Welcome to another episode of our project analysis series. I'm Gina.
I'm Eric. I'm Mervin. Together we are
Jam. Today we are talking about Zyon Grand, and our topics of discussions will be Zyon Grand. And two standout highlights will be the supply in River Valley, and we're talking about service apartments. These two are not common in the other videos that we have done. And then we also have got the usual developers and architects. Now, Zyon Grand's developers is also a little bit exciting. We will talk about it later. And then the project info and the layout analysis, right? So let's start. Before we start the serious stuff, scan the QR codes to get in touch with us. You never know when you might have a question for us or immediately. That's fine, but just scan the QR code so you know how to find us. Right.
All right.
I am in love with the way facilities are laid out at Zyon Grand.
Yes, I do agree. This is a beautiful, beautiful project. I've seen it myself and wow. Oof.
Actually, when you got a chance to visit the show flat, you find that the quality of the facade, the facilities, the finishing also all very good.
Yes.
I'm very, very impressed.
Yeah,
Really should.
I love it. And of course, the beautiful facade, you see half of it here, but earlier you also saw more of that. The facade is inspired by the National Flower of Singapore, Daniel Joachim. And the first time I ever see the facade, I'm like, please, poke
A layout.
the layout inside. Please let it be nice. Don't have the curvy layout because, we love the woman to be curvy, but not the house. We want the house to be
What happens if the
Proper.
facade is curvy usually?
Surely the layout.
Curvy curve together.
When I first saw it, I was like, oh, please. I love the layout. It's so beautiful, but the layout has to be proper. Which, to a huge relief, yes, the layouts are proper in here.
Oh, they are quite squarish.
Yes, pretty
That is
squarish.
good,
Okay?
like,
which is
So we'll
something-
talk about how all these two features we talked about are important later part in our analysis. For now, Mervin, where is Zyon Grand?
As the name suggests, Zyon. Okay, but for those people who have been hearing about projects in River Valley, Zyon areas, right, will not be a stranger to this particular location because it's just beside what?
Promenade Peak?
Promenade Peak.
Promenade Peak.
All right.
That's the recent launch. That's just a project that launched a few months ago.
Yes, so if you look at this map itself, the site map and the map itself, you realize that it's being surrounded by three different roads: Kim Seng Road, Zyon, and then we have Havelock. So you also get a very, very good flow of traffic. If you're familiar, there's also River Green that is nearby, and soon there will be also a Parcel C. So this later we'll talk more about that. Where is the location? And this project itself is right on top of your
MRT.
So it's Havelock MRT. So basically, this project is an integrated project which is right above the MRT.
Yes.
With lots of different amenities that comes along with it.
Yeah. So there will be some commercial lots as well as a supermarket that spans about 600 square meters big.
Correct. So to me, I find that Zyon, especially this project itself, it is considered a mature residential estate in central area. Not just like, in Bishan, in Toa Payoh, in different areas as mature estates where it's very residential. People enjoy staying, people are happy building a life in it. I feel Zyon and River Valley is the similar estate that people want to live in, where locals will live in.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep. So now I'll just briefly talk about the location, right? And with so many units, so many new launch around, is there oversupply?
What do you think,
What do you think?
Sounds like, right, with River Green and Promenade Peak, like only just recently launched.
Yes.
We think of it as an oversupply, but I think let's dig deeper into if oversupply is a concern in this area. In some areas, it could be a concern. In some areas, maybe not.
So, of course, when we talk about oversupply, now let's understand a little bit for River Valley area. So, as you can see from the screen in front of you, there's actually 5 plots of land in total. So, being River Green, the one that is right next to Great World City, as well as the latest one was Promenade Peak. Now, Zyon Grand will be the third in this entire River Valley central area, as well as the other 2 plots of land that is upcoming. The one will be River Modern, as well as Parcel C. Now, if we look at the total number of estimated units, the total is
2,876.
So, oversupply?
Hang on, but Treasure at Tampines,
Yes, I remember
2,000
check around this size.
something, and that's one project.
Yeah, right.
2002, I think.
That is a very good comparison. So, when we look at it, Treasure at Tampines, 2002 over units in just Tampines itself in one particular project. Yet, as of today, we are looking at people who are making substantial profit, after in the long run, even though despite having 2,000 units.
Not very long run.
Yeah, actually, when they TOP.
But actually, if you can, would you buy into a oversupply or a less supply?
Of course, if you ask me, I would prefer to buy a area where there is lower supply. I'll give it a chance. But today we want to understand a little bit more is, let's just say you have that so-called oversupply today in River Valley area. Does this present an opportunity
Yes.
for buyers? Buyers like yourself. Is it an advantage that we can take note of? But the question is, what is the advantage?
Right, let's talk about another estate, another more recent estate, and that's Lentor. Right, Lentor, similarly quite a new estate,
Oh yes.
has got a few developments that launch one after another as well.
Yes.
It's another example of oversupply to me. But I think what we saw from Lentor is that with each launch, the developers price their sale very, very sensitively. Each launch, they sort of did not say, oh, the highest was already here, let's pack it at the highest and then we go higher.
Oh yeah.
They sort of went, highest is here, I don't care, let's come back
Start
down
back.
to the starting point. Let's reset to the starting point very close to it, because what is the developer's intention? They want to sell,
Yes, they want to sell.
right? So come back to the River Valley area. Of course, the developers will be concerned about too many competitors. If they price at too high, can sell or not?
Eventually, maybe lah.
Eventually.
But what they want to do at the start is it
I agree, maybe hard. If they price too high, maybe hard. Eventually will sell.
will sell.
And I think it's just a matter of time, right?
Yeah.
However, for developers, their first day sale is very, very crucial. We often heard of them say, oh, first day there's a VVIP discount.
Sure.
Like, a first day discount. And then after the ballot, boom, the price adjusted. The next day, price adjusted. So they always give the best price on the first day at their balloting launch, right? Why is that so? Because remember, if they don't do well, what happens? They need to readjust the price. In the last 13 years, I know of one development had to pause their sale for quite a while and then relaunch
Actually,
because
only
they
13
needed to do that.
only 13 years. I think within 1.5 years also have what?
Really?
Yeah, there are some
It was this I cannot remember. But in my 13 years of real estate, I know of one that really paused for a while. Just so that, the market sort of forget about them a little bit, and then they came back with a relaunch. Now, remember, if they do a very quick readjustment of price downwards, how will the first day buyers feel?
Wow.
Right, kadang cheated, right?
Not good. I can't imagine if I buy at a price, yet
Right.
they readjusted the price lower. I'll be like, shit, I should have waited. I should have waited to buy,
Yes.
afterwards, right?
Yes. And then thereafter, what will become of the name of the developer?
Oh.
People will be like, well, this developer, not steady in sense, the price. Or people who come in later and say, what happened? The developer, something is wrong with the development, is it? And developer need money, is it? So there will be a lot of unpleasant news around it. So it is not easy, very not easy to adjust price down after a launch.
Yeah.
Right, so I would think oversupply is a good thing for us because developers will think very carefully before they price.
Yeah. There are definitely more stress. The price will be much more competitive in terms of the pricing with so many launches in the area. So that is something that I believe you buyers out there actually can take opportunity of.
Correct. Actually, I feel that developers are also human and they are also sellers, right?
Of course, they're just a company run by humans.
Yes. Yeah. So imagine if you are a seller selling a home today, right? Would you be selling a house, say 2.7, where everyone is at 2.6?
If I want to test market, why not?
Maybe you would, right? And just test market, just leave it and correct. But if you have a plan to move on, you really want to sell, right? You would not also want to put at the highest in the market. For sure, right? Okay, so for developers, they had the same thought process as well. As Gina has mentioned, the price has to be sensible and sensitive. And if they're marking above what the market has already transacted, right? One, maybe it worked good for them, but it doesn't work if you look back on them, and the sales might be affected from there onwards. So if their goal is to be a seller, human emotions as well, feeling stressful, want to give opportunity to people to own homes as well, I will believe that for this project, they were very likely to price very, very competitive.
Yes,
I'll put it that way.
I think so too.
You think of developers as the owner of many units of houses to sell.
It's just one, not just
That's why. So by each of us will sell one, right? Really very stressed over it. Thinking the developer has so many to sell.
yes.
Their stress is like times infinite. I don't know.
Right. So imagine if you are the only owner that's selling that condo, right? You can be very confident because your layout very unique lah, your renovation very nice. You can call whatever price you want. But if like what Gina said, we have so many units out there that you need to clear or sell within 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. You think a bit carefully about your pricing strategy, right? So you wouldn't want to overprice, especially if probably that peak starting price is 2006 and they're only around 50% sold.
As of today,
As of
Correct. Over 50%. So if a developer CDL take a look at this and say, okay, should I go at 2.9 or versus a 2.60 or 3 at the starting form? I think not say that is not possible, right? We will not know, but highly unlikely.
possible, but a bit anxiety now.
there will be more stress. There will be more stress for sure. At the end of the day, they are still a business. They still want to get the revenue going. Okay, I think now what Mervyn mentioned earlier, it's really true. With the over 50% for Promenade Peak already transacted. Now, do take note, we want to understand a little bit of the resale area. The resale area already transacting 3,000 to over 3,002 per square feet. Yet, PP today, they are transacting slightly lower than that in terms of their starting from prices.
Yes,
Okay.
okay. PP launch at 26.
2.6 plus.
6 plus.
Okay, so definitely developers, very high chance they will like to price it at a very competitive pricing because they are genuine seller. They still have ABSD to meet together with, I would say, the additional buyer stamp duty. They have to sell this property within a certain time frame. If not, ABSD will come down. That is where sometimes some development, actually do lower their price because they need to sell to avoid the ABSD.
Yes, so it is uncommon knowledge that developers are subject to ABSD, not only buyers.
Yeah.
So to summarize this whole part up,
Yes.
oversupply, we see it as an opportunity. Okay, so developer pricing behavior, they will be stressed to remain competitive.
Yeah.
Okay, so despite how beautiful and how good it is, this developer cannot decide to call at an exorbitant price.
For sure.
Right. But is it like whenever we see an oversupply place, Kongxian can buy, Chong can buy, does that mean that, is that what you're telling us?
No, I wouldn't chong in to buy because the necessary so-called groundwork and research that you gotta do, you still gotta do your homework. Of course, if you don't know how to do the homework, feel free to contact any one of us.
Yes.
Yeah. And then before deciding whether is it something that is suitable for you.
Correct.
Right, there are a few key things to bear in mind when buying into a high supply area, right? One of the very unique selling points here is that this development, this product must stand out.
For sure.
It must be so noticeable that, when people walk by this product.
And what is that?
Yeah.
Like,
The question is like,
Is it-
what is that?
yeah, so is this
Shopping center?
Yeah. So I think,
literally skyscraper?
oh yes.
So it's a showstopper.
Definitely.
Yeah, people will walk by you, stop there, look at you, and then think, even if they, let's say today Eric stays nearby and invite us to his house, you're like, Eric, that one is what?
Definitely.
Like, we wouldn't be as interested in his property. Just in, that one,
Sure.
what is that, right?
So I mean, in terms of that, I think it is also when it's iconic and when there is high visibility, especially when this plot of land it's surrounded with a 270 view for all peoples around. Everybody who stays in the area need to go through these few roads. Rightly.
Yep.
And then with that, can I call this free marketing? And it's
Free marketing.
organic marketing in that sense. Because if they keep going by that area, they will ask, what's that building? Like what Gina mentioned.
Yes.
So in time to come, when they maybe want to buy something in this area, they will definitely think of Zyon Grand.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. So that's how you need to be noticeable, super standout. You need to be the number one choice for people in the area.
For sure.
That number one, okay? Such that if a neighboring development is selling at 2 mil, then like people like, this one 2.05 only
Let's go for show issues.
Let's go for the 2.05.
2.5, your choice one.
I think that is an advantage.
Even the 2.1 also, I'll be like, let's go for it lah. You know, it's different when you stay in a beautiful development. When friends come to your house, like, that one you won't miss one lah. You just look at our very chill one, like flowers.
Yeah,
But I must say one thing, beauty lies in the eyes of beholder. Everyone will have a different taste and flavor for
That is
design.
true, but when you are so noticeable and you stand out,
Yes, I think
that
that's
can not deniable.
Correct.
Right? Marvin, how do we
how to qualify as number one choice. Okay, to me it has to be very visible, like you mentioned, right? From far, from wherever you come from MRT, you walk by, you see from far away, you drive, you can see it, means it's very visible.
I wonder from Orchard can see a lot.
There's a good chance.
Like
Possible.
for the roads, right? Then
There is a good
Just how many 62 stories, 63 stories buildings are there in Singapore?
what?
in the entire
Only one, right?
in the entire Singapore. Just a fun fact: over 60 story, less than 10.
Less than
Let's
10.
Entire Singapore for residential building, less than 10. Okay, so with Zyon Grand being a 62 story, it will definitely be one of those projects that really stands out.
Correct.
Yes.
But also not just the height where people can see. It's also what Gina mentioned, the facade. Right? So Gina mentioned that it is the natural flower, 无机花, right? The facade. Okay, it's beautiful, outstanding facade. For example, like interlace, and we have reflection. People come from nowhere. They are interlace is the like a Lego block.
The Lego
Oh yes,
So the reflection is like the one has a lot of reflection.
shower, a curvy.
yeah,
Correct. Right. So people definitely know, right? Visible. And then the plot location. Where is this at right now? If you take a look at it in our previous slide, right? We will show that from 270 degrees, you have a very clear view from all different angles. 270 degrees. I think that is very different. For example, if you're looking at, say, in the River Valley, one of the small road over there, you only have the view from that road only. Right?
Yep.
You don't get the behind view because behind view is another condo that's blocking it. So this one has a very strong advantage if you ask me. Because you're being forced, you're being made to see this project. You know, I don't want to see also
Marketing,
you know,
remarketing.
in your face.
Imagine like, hello, I'm lost. What do you see? Oh, this very strong yielding lor.
The curve one.
Oh, then okay, then you turn right.
Yeah.
Turn right. What do you see? Still this curve building lor. Turn right again. Still this.
Actually very confusing. The left and right all wrong. Right. Okay, so iconic facade can be easily spotted from different locations,
Yeah.
especially at night with the lighting. I can't wait to see where it's built because it'll be like a beacon in the sky. Okay, from far, it's very attention grabbing.
For sure.
No,
Correct.
It feels like stars landed on Earth. You know, that's how I visualize.
Yeah, like a 无机花 landed on the. You think like the glowing 无机花.
Alright.
You know, so to me, iconic facade is very important as well. So likewise for resale, people will see Zyon Grand first before undevelopment because the first thing they think top of their mind, I'll have lot near Great Wall, also Zyon Grand. They say, oh, I want to see this project first.
Yeah.
Very likely that this will happen.
So going through that, as you can see from the photo right in front of you, there's actually two very beautiful towers of 62 story. However, there is something that is relatively new in the market. In a sense, it is the 35 story service apartment. And this service apartment, okay, let me share a little bit with you. Now, the question a lot of consumers have in mind is it a good thing or is it a bad thing to have service apartment within your development? What do you guys think?
Before researching in detail, in all honesty, I'll be like, sian.
My response is, huh?
Yeah, it's like, sian, you know, like, but then, and because we have to research, right? Through researching, I'm like, wow, not a bad idea. This is excellent. Maybe more developments should do like this as well. Yeah.
But actually, it's not in the condo, ma. It's separated from the condo, ma.
Alright, so in that sense, what Mavi is saying is the facilities and everything, it is all separated. You know, residents still use their own facilities, whereas for the service apartment tenants, they use their own facilities as well.
Correct.
Okay,
But if there's anything that is sian, right, it's sian for the whole vicinity.
for sure.
But now I explain how the sian, but
If it's sian lah,
felt like that.
but we will explain later why you see this actually a good thing.
Just a quick brief on what is SA2, which is the service apartment 2. Okay, as you can see highlighted over here, the SA2 meaning to say the period of rental have to be minimum 3 months or longer. Okay, now the question, go back to it again, is it bad for the development? Okay, now first we have to understand what type of rental are there in the market and what is it for. So as you can see from the first one, people usually rent a hotel for short term, and of course the cost of it is usually higher. So like for example, if you go to MBS, definitely you might see a few thousand.
Just say 600, some say 1,000 plus.
So it really depends on the period.
Can say 1,000,
1,002.
plus, 1,002,
Yeah.
you know, just because you see
Iconic,
MBS, it's
tall,
iconic.
far, visible.
Yeah, so that is the most costly type of rental that you can get. Now, the next one will be definitely service apartment, which is the midterm, ranging from weeks to months. This is on the mid cost. Why? Because usually people rent a service apartment. It's especially relevant for expats when they come into Singapore for a few months, and then their employers actually, hey, I'm not going to get you a hotel for so long. How about let's get you a service apartment? And now, when they do that, after they are done in Singapore, the next time around when they come back to Singapore for a longer period of time, the next choice of rental would definitely be either a HDB or a condo. Now, that is for long term and is also the lowest cost.
Yes.
Okay?
Yep.
For this itself, how does service apartment actually help you, especially for Zyon Grand? Because they are familiar with the area with the service apartment rental. Now, once they go back, the first thing in mind is, I want to go back to the area and find a rental that I'm comfortable with, especially the convenience of the area.
Correct.
Okay? Because especially, you know, the culture and heritage of Tiong Bahru and amenities of even Great World in the River Valley area. So this is the benefit that SA will bring. Okay?
So continue what Eric was saying, right? Actually, sometimes I have clients, tenants inquiry for a listing that is meant for 2 years, but they want to rent only 3 months, 6 months.
Oh, very common.
And I have to turn them down because that's not what my landlord wants, right?
Yeah.
So I do see there's a lot of opportunity for SA apartments, you know, in this area, not just because there's a lot of hotels. There's also a lot of people who does need short-term 3 months, 6 months. Maybe in between selling and buying homes, they need to move around and stay there for a while.
Yes, a lot of Singaporeans are often in between homes. They need to stay for 3 and 6 months, or there are exchange students or people who are on an exchange work basis. So usually, and my personal experience is also a expat who came in on probation for 3 months.
Right.
Got sacked after that. So his 2 years rental was an issue.
Wow.
So on hindsight, it would have been good if it's a new expat coming in and has got this probation period.
Probation period, yeah.
Look at a 3-month service apartment rent for to begin with, and then after that, okay, clear, you know, like permanent.
Once everything
was
settled.
then you move. And that is also one of the reasons for service apartments' presence in the condo vicinity to be of benefit rather than a nay but a yay, you know?
Yeah. Correct.
Because it can help to bring up rental.
Yeah.
Right? These people who for whatever reasons need to stay for 3 months only before they decide on a longer term rent. And these are the people who will be on a 3 or 6 month basis. There will be people exiting the service apartment and coming into a full rental.
Correct.
Right? So they give you that rentability, they give you that occupancy rate, they keep a healthy occupancy rate. And likewise, CDL here being the hero for a lack of a better word. Later you'll figure why we say CDL is a hero. They need to earn back their capital. Right? There is no way they are going to rent it out to people at a regular condos rent.
For sure.
They have to price it at a certain level, right? They cannot price it too low. And so the condo rental, so long as you have a reasonable buffer that's a bit lower, whoever's exiting from a service apartment will then come down to you, right? And as Eric said, people who exit the service apartment, they're like, hey, if I stay in this area, there's Tiong Bahru, there's a hip culture,
I already like the place.
heritage, I already like it, you know, I can just stroll down for coffee and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
They will not want to move too far.
Especially if it's expats. Sometimes they have friends already living in the same area.
Yeah,
Correct.
and they make friends, you know, they're so anchored already.
Exactly.
They will just be there. So, and that is why we think that a service apartment within the vicinity, or in that case, like next to the condo development itself, is a benefit. Will help the condos. Okay.
Correct. So for SA2 plots, right, so far is a new thing, like what Eric mentioned. There was 2 plots of similar ones. One is Zyon Road, which is what we're talking about today, the Zyon Grand. The other one is at Upper Thomson Road, right? It's at, just if you're familiar, recently there is a mega project that is Springleaf.
Yeah,
Right,
so
so that's Chichi Papa. And so do you know that the parcel A for the Upper Thomson Road did not attract any bid at all?
Zero.
Bid. Right. One of our understanding, like, or speculation, right, is that actually who will do service apartment there?
There's no hotels in the area.
If I'm a tenant, if I'm someone who come here for work, right, I'm in the service apartment level, which means I'm going to expect pay or a service apartment. I would not especially look at Springleaf area, because it's still a bit of travel to CBD area.
it is.
Okay, so I think eventually they remove it and they're going to retender this for developers without any service apartment to requirement, not mandated, but
It's
if
not
you want,
mandatory.
you can, right?
Yeah.
So it is Zyon Road that really works is because the surrounding has a lot of hotels and
Yes.
really there's a use case for it.
It's an area with a lot of aspects that's coming in, whereas Upper Thomson, the way we look at it, it's a new township.
It's
For us.
really new township.
And it's
Like-
quiet, it's peaceful. It's not a bad area if you ask me, but it's just for service apartment, is there really going to be a demand? I think the government sees that as well, like what Marvin mentioned, in terms of the bid itself, the next tender, they have made it non-mandatory to have service apartment, but it's allowed.
One thing I like is that, right, whoever that's planning this thing is very flexible. They realize, hey, this is not going to work.
Okay, let's
The U-turn, you know.
let's U-turn, let's change
How
this.
often people actually say that, hey, this is not the best decision, right? So,
And why Zion has only one bid? Like one place has 0 bid, one place has 1 bid. Initially we were like, why only 1 bid?
And why CDL?
And why CDL? So we later realized that 1 bid is because there is service apartment mandatory. Now, what remember earlier I said why I say CDL is a hero in this case. Service apartments will then mean that the developer needs to build the service apartment building and it cannot be sold.
meaning to say that they will build just like a hotel like that, but then they cannot sell, so they have to hold on, like collect rental like that.
Correct.
Yes, so the cost for land, the construction, the upkeeping, the services of that service apartment needs to be absorbed by the developer.
Correct, maybe about 400 million, 500 million to the land cost and the construction cost.
Yep.
Right, assuming that each room about say 10,000 a month, right? 500 is
How many developers have that strong holding power? Not many, number one. Number two, how many developers are experienced as hoteliers to upkeep, to maintain, and to bid for a service apartment?
So the holding power is very important because I was touching on it, right? Say 10,000 a month, and then you have 500 units, 400 units. So that's 4 million a month of rental,
Wow.
right?
A lot of numbers.
Yeah, correct. So how many months do you need to break even?
Forever and
But it really takes a long while lah.
Alright, so not many developers willing to like really park their money over there and have the ability to park money there. So therefore, 1 bid, right? And in fact, if you have developers that is managing that whole hotel itself, right? You'll be certain that if you have a very good developer that's managing, you'll be very certain that it's the quality, the upkeep of the area itself, the rental price of that service apartment is going to be stable.
yes, and I think mainly because CDL having had hoteliers experience, they know what to do with it. Right, so let's talk about this land bid. If you look at the land bid, right, it is lowest
This is for
amongst the River Valley plots so far, right? So, however, if it's lower, does it mean that we expect them to launch at a lower price?
I wish.
Going by the logic, by right,
By right,
by
Should lah.
it should.
by left, as I said earlier,
Not necessary.
CDL here have to absorb the cost for the service apartment, right? So naturally, they need to divide that cost a little bit and park it somewhere else to earn back some of this amount first, right? Therefore, we do not expect CDL to launch this Zyon Grand at a lower price than the other 2 developments that has launched.
Yeah, which is PP, Promenade Promenade Peak 2006, as well as the River Green, which is 2,759. That's the starting from per square feet in the units over there.
However, a lower land price can help us to gauge if there is a chance the developer will launch at a lower price. In this case, we are not sure, unlikely, but some developers, right, they are very, very smart in pricing, especially like CDL. They will not move their price very much. So once they launch, they don't shift it very high, or they like, and then go down.
They have a reputation to keep.
Yes, they have a reputation to keep, except maybe the penthouse. Maybe towards the end, like, there's that one penthouse still not so okay lah. Penthouse, because there's no comparison.
Yeah.
The earlier buyers won't come and say, hey, hello, why I bought this at this price and then now you sell at this price, right? So maybe the penthouse and like Murphy said, the developer track record and reputation is very important. Imagine a developer today go increase price, decrease price, increase price, decrease price. Then next time who dares buy from this developer? I'll be like, okay.
Do you have a name of a developer that does that? Alright, talking about developer and architect, right? Are you guys familiar with Disneyland? Have you been to Disneyland before?
We're just going to briefly touch upon the service apartments, residential host services, which we know the developers will have to take on to provide, right? So there's all the pretty much the hoteliers services and experiences. And then if there are special requests, for example, if I'm going to stay in there, I'm going to like, hey, my doggies need a babysitter.
Pet sitter.
A groomie, for example.
Pet sitter, My dogs, I need an in-house groomer and blah blah blah. Then the concierge will have to help them with this, right? So it therefore needs all the more needs a experienced hotelers to
For sure.
to do
The
this.
maintenance, not easy, for sure.
Again, coming back to why there's only one bid. One bid here doesn't mean that it's low price. Nobody wants this land and CDL hing got it. No. Right, so following up with the developers that I've talked about so much. Firstly, let's talk about CDL. Let's sit since we were there. A CDL, we know of, like, for us, right, when we hear of certain developers going to do this plot, going to do this launch, we're like, oh,
It'll be quite exciting.
this is exciting because this developer always has got this. This developer always is like that.
Correct.
Now, CDL, they are, in my mind, in my idea, their branding is one of iconic.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
For sure.
It's almost like New Futura, Gramercy Park, these are all very iconic condos in the area that they are at. So it's almost like, when I will think this is what CDL thinks, right? When people see this condo, like, wow, so nice. Which developer? Oh, CDL. Then next time, wow, so nice. Which developer? CDL. And they are imprinting in people's mind that the very beautiful condos, the very beautiful facade,
I usually buy them.
CDL, right? And then the next time they think of CDL, they are like, wow, that's a very good developer.
Not just the iconic part, I just want to interject a little bit because also the quality also. Because when we serve resale buyers, right, the buyers will say, hey, what project? Who's the developer? CDL. I can feel almost their heart inside got this kind of reassurance.
Okay.
Okay. They have to ask too much really. They are quite comfortable.
Actually, that's true. Resale buyers tend to want to know who's
the developer?
Yes.
Right. So if you're buying for investment,
It's all about their branding as well. And then, the exciting part about Disneyland.
Why Disneyland?
Why? Because the other developer here, the
Mitsui Fudosan Group.
Mitsui Fudosan Group. Now, they were instrumental in that sense. They were instrumental in bringing Disneyland to Japan. Bringing Disneyland, the first Disneyland out of US, to life. It's because of their participation that sort of gave that backing, that courage to go and bid for it. And therefore, we have Disneyland nearer to us in Japan and then eventually in Hong Kong.
Hong Kong.
If only it was in Singapore. The Khatib land, So, Mitsui Fudosan, it's a very, very reputable developer in Japan and they always partner with CDL or, as we research, Hong Leong.
Hong Leong.
So imagine they are, in the sense, responsible for Disneyland, which is massive, it's global attraction. What kind of effort and ideas do you think they will put into Zyon Grand?
I think it would be fantastic.
Right, I'm like...
It will really be great. Iconic.
Actually, it's true. Sometimes you go to some projects, then it's iconic to certain developers that they'll do for facade, right? Then you realize, this project looks a bit like the other project. Not same, but the feeling's the same. So it's their iconic trademark and their quality of the work and their ideas and design will be incorporated also in Zyon Grand.
Because there's a standard they need to keep up to.
Yes.
Okay, so now, next up, the different type of architect. For every project, there are different architects. And for Zyon Grand, they brought in Nikon Seikei, which is from Japan. And their track record, just to share a little bit, in Japan, they built the Tokyo Sky Tree. Now in Dubai, this is the One Zabel. Okay, in Singapore, they also built the Singapore Rail Corridor, for those who don't know. Now, the next up, the architect that a lot of projects in Singapore is done by them, ADDP Architects. The last project, it's also Union Square Residence, which is also CDL. Now, Orwell Hill, also CDL.
And if you notice from the photos, they really stand out.
They're iconic.
They're iconic. They really stand out, right, from the area.
Well Hill, the quality finishing also very good.
CDL.
Units, CDL.
Okay?
If you see the landscape, very nice. Got big trees inside.
Yes, the
And then the stone chairs inside also. Wow. Again, CDL.
Well, yeah. So now, talk about landscape. Let me share with you. We do have our landscape consultant, which is EcoPlan Asia, which is Orwell Hill.
Yeah.
CDL. Okay, now of course, the project interior design for this project is second edition and a very, very experienced builder, which is Waha. Okay, now let's head on to the project info. Okay, now a little bit more info on Zyon Grand. This is actually, like what we mentioned earlier, a 2-block of 62-story residential development, and we have a 36-story service apartment as well as a supermarket and early childhood development center. Now, this is a 99 years leasehold. Of course, the land size among this area in River Valley, it is considered one of the largest. 15,277 square meter. Total number of residential units we have total is 706.
More units than River Green and PP.
And they can build 3 blocks, if you think about it. So the land size is significantly big. Later on, I'll share with you a little bit in terms of the site plan and you have a feel of it. Being an iconic project, why can it be iconic? Definitely one of the main thing I believe is the height and the elevation. Okay, so for Zyon Grand itself, is actually 200 meters above street level. Now, the next nearest project that we have, of course, it's Promenade Peak. Okay, but as you can see from the elevation over here, we have 2 blocks of 62 story as well as the 36 story service apartment right beside it. The 706 unit is actually spread across these 2 blocks. Do take note.
So it's not all squash in one block, right?
Oh, no.
I think RG and PP not squash lah, but they're all in one block lah.
Correct. River Green is just one block, and then Promenade Peak is 62 story, one block.
So a lot of people think that there'll be a lot of overcrowding, you know, in that area, in that block itself, where you take the lift.
No, it's just sort of when I think of 706 in one block, I'm like, that's a lot.
A lot.
Okay, 2 blocks, I think it's still reasonable.
It's a very different game already, actually, if you divide by 2, right?
So of course, Mervyn said about the lift. This is something that I really want to talk about, okay? So over on this side, if I zoom in a little bit, each block, we have block 3 and block 5. There is a total of 6 stacks. Stacks meaning to say the entire unit type. We have 6 stacks and we have 4 lift. 4 common lift excluding the private lift.
Actually, that's very generous.
Very.
Which then means 4 lifts to 5 units per level.
Almost like
Yes,
roughly
correct.
1 unit.
Almost 1 stack is to 1 lift, if you think about it.
1.2 lor, 1.2 units to 1 lift.
Okay?
Yeah, 1.2.
So now, this is the site plan and it is actually a full-fledged condominium in the sense whereby the facilities are there. What do I mean by that? So over here, we have Kingston Road. This is where the main entrance will come in from. And then we have a very nice tennis court and it's also a pickleball court. Okay, now from this chart itself, residential, and service apartment. Now, towards Havelock Road, this is where the 50-meter lap pool is gonna be. Service apartment, their pool is gonna be here as well. So the way they created it is because there is river and there is valley. Okay, just to share a little bit. This is where the river valley. So this is where the valley is. This is where the river is. That's just a fun fact.
Something interesting.
Okay, now, next, the most common question people will always ask is, hey, Promenade Pink, when we do a comparison, that is the most comparison they will do because 62 story side by side. Now, when we go back to the lift topic, you know, Promenade Peak actually have 12 stacks, but 6 lifts.
So it's 1 to 2.
1 is to 2. And that is just one block itself, not separated.
But you know, it's also like for Zyon Grand, we were saying it's 1.2 units per lift.
Yes. Not units, stacks.
Stacks. Oh yes,
Stacks.
stacks per lift. But with Promenade Peak, we are looking at 2 stacks per lift, right? Doesn't sound like very overcrowded, but if you think about it, right, you're at the lift lobby, you have 6 lifts, but you also have 11 other neighbors using the same lift.
Maybe.
Yeah, sorry, but people like me, introvert one. I may go out of the house very early in the morning and then come back home very late, and that's why I don't see so many people. Right? Whereas Zyon Grand Fig at Mitchell for me, you know, some things like this could be a consideration for some people.
For sure. In fact, today I was at well today, just to take a look. And then, you know, my client was telling me that, you know, the lift will naturally stop at different levels.
For sure.
Means they will wait one at level 30, one standby at level 15, one standby at level 1.
Oh,
yes.
the potential.
Programming perpetually down, you know. So which means you don't really have to wait. So let's hope that, you know, the system have this kind of
Actually, where I stay, it's the same.
Same as
the
well?
lifts will wait at one lift will be at level 1, another one will be about 29.
That is at the way back. But it also was out 62, 63 stories are better do this.
Yeah, let's hope by then it will be like that, you know, program. So of course, the main difference between these 2 plots of land is of course Zyon Grand being 2 blocks and with a service apartment. Later on, we will touch a little bit more on the service apartment, which we already covered some of it at the front. So with this schematics section, I just want to show you a little bit in terms of the integration with the MRT and how does it look like. So with block 3 over here, block 5 and the service apartment, we do have basement 1, which is the car park, as well as the residential lobby under the block 3, and restaurant, supermarket, and even MRT under block 5 and the service apartment. Imagine just going down and just walk to the MRT. That's the convenience. That's the convenience you will.
Correct, but actually back block 3, yeah? Correct, block 3 also connected lah, huh?
Yes.
Definitely.
It is. Okay. When we talk about the nearby height, because height is something that we keep emphasizing about in this whole entire video. Nearby height, if I zoom in a little bit, the closest is definitely Promenade Peak. But what about the surrounding? So on the right side, on Kim Seng Road, we have Tribeca about 30 stories, which is about close to 100 meters away. On the left, we have the HDB about 25 stories, which is more than half of what we have in Zyon Grand. Yeah, so on the left, we do have the HDB Block 87, which is less than half the height that we have, okay? 25 story. Now, on the south, about 165 meters away, we do have the Holiday Inn, which is 27 story estimated. Now, with that, we can see that if you get a unit over here, you do have that very nice facing either towards the north or even towards the south.
Towards the south, you might catch some Sentosa view.
Oh, I believe so. Yeah, you are.
Or sea view.
Okay.
Maybe not Sentosa, maybe sea view.
I think maybe in this development, say about 40-ish level,
40.
you are very good unblocked view already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, just to share a little bit, the lowest floor start from second story, but the elevation is about 24.85 meters. It's roughly 7th to 8th floor high as compared to the normal building out there.
So if you want super unblocked views and you have the financials to go with it, above 40.
Definitely, the view is something.
But the higher the better lah.
But actually, what I learned from the previous launch at PP, even at a very high floor, right, the perform jump actually is very considerable. Very good to consider one and not considerable. It's just very good. The difference is not very big because at a high floor, like what Gina said, if you really can make it, make it.
Yep.
Right. Okay, let's touch a bit more about the unit mix that we have in this project. 42% mainly is 1-bedder and 2-bedders. Okay, then as you could see, 59, and 2-bed plus study, or 2-bed premium plus study is 118 units. Okay, and then we have 3-bedder, which is also 41%, quite equal, except the very compact one, which is 818 square feet, 59 units. Okay, and then for the larger units, 4-room, 5-room, and penthouse, we have 17%. So the good thing about this project, there's only one stack of 1-bedder.
Yes.
Right.
Actually, in this area, it's quite rare to just see purely one stack, or rather the low amount of total units for 1 bed.
Actually, it's good for all kinds of unit type in that project. Because one thing is that you got 2-bedders, you don't want to compete for a lot of 1-bedders, right?
Yep.
And if you got 1-bedder, you also don't have a lot of 1-bedder to compete with yourself. So just, I think 1-bedder is the sweet spot.
Yep.
Not every much. A lot of projects should adopt. And then one, meet a particular segment of the market that needs it. That's it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the U rather good because of the proximity to the MRT just right below, and yeah, another choice which is Great Wall MRT. And developers are focusing for this project on the larger size unit, larger than RG, smaller than Promenade Peak. So right in the middle, the sweet spot. So if you see the RG is selling well, you can see that people are also valuing slightly smaller quantum when they buy something, so that it's more price sensitive to their wallet as well. And in RV areas, people want decent size. They don't want to be too small also. So
For sure.
that's why I feel this project has a good chance. 2-3-bedders, they're built slightly bigger as I mentioned compared to RG, and gives people a good chance of buying in because it's not too big.
Yes.
And because they start from second floor.
Oh yes, that's correct. Later we'll touch on why second floor and why if it's from second floor all the way to the top, you have a better opportunity price. So Gina, share a bit more about the distribution.
Okay, so this is where I was talking about. So this is PP.
Promenade Peak on the left.
From the tick. We call it PP and so
PP,
used to it already, right?
Promenade.
Alright, so if you can see here, it's sort of cut off, right? This is level 44. All these small bedders are all level 44 and below, right? The bigger units are level 44 and above. So to get a 4-bed in Promenade Peak, you are looking at this section.
Which means if I'm getting a higher floor, or square feet higher.
Yes,
Right.
we will look at that.
I think it's
map
around
later.
3132, right? PSF.
Yeah, we look at that max later. But basically, I'm saying you want a 4-bed at Promenade Peak. No choice. You need to buy 44 level and above. Where else? Let's look at Zyon Grand. A 4-bed, you can go from level 2 onwards, all the way until 61.
What does that mean to you, to buyers?
More potential to buy in at a slightly lower price.
I think especially for those financial more friendly, it's more friendly to the wallet, if I can say so.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you're looking for especially to upgrade to a 4-bedroom in a River Valley area, this presents a very good opportunity for you to enter.
Yep. Okay, so with Zyon Grand, there are only 2 penthouses here, right? So like I was saying, it goes all the way up from 2 to 61, 62.
Yep.
Only exception is this, the 5 and the 4 bits here. Okay. Stack 1, it's from level 44 onwards, that is 5 bit. And stack 8 again from level 44 onwards, that is 4 bit, the bigger 4 bits, right? So all others, second floor to 61st, 62nd floor, gives you a potential to buy in.
All the way up.
Yeah, I think because there's a very big spread in terms of the floor level, which
Yes.
means the per square feet for sure the pricing.
The starting price will be lower for those who wants to buy into this area, but they're like, okay lah, got view, no view, also okay lah.
Yeah.
But I want the convenience of this area. I love being in River Valley. I love the proximity to Tiong Bahru, to Great World City and all those things, okay? We were talking about the PSF. Alright, so with this, right, developers, they want to be known for certain PSF, right? So how the developers tend to work at, is this PSF a reasonable amount to reach? Will this PSF at 3006, for example, be an amount that people will say, forget it, let's not buy in? Or will it be a price that people will say, hey, that's okay because it's high floor, why not?
Yeah.
Right? Versus if this starting price is already 3600, lesser chance for people to say, okay lah, still can buy.
Yes.
Or people are like,
I'll choose the first though.
the first,
Yeah,
right? Like
yes.
high floor 36.
Yeah.
I think I can still go for it, right? So similar, you see how River Green went at 2,759 PSF. Promenade Peak went a little bit lower because Promenade Peak had 63 levels to spread, to distribute the price through. So they were at 2,679. Now, let's make a guess. Promenade Peak and Zyon Grand 63 and 62 falls same mark, right? So given that it's 3591, 3520, and we said earlier that Zyon Grand is unlikely to be priced lower.
Correct. Then
How
Promenade Peak.
about we say this is 3600?
I think it's reasonable.
Reasonable, right?
With the SC component.
And the MRT though.
Yes,
Integrated with MRT.
integrated. The rest are nearby.
Right.
The other two are nearby but not integrated.
Commercial.
So if we do 3600 here, and let's say, and CDR is known for 0.5% increment per floor jump.
Assuming that this is what?
Assuming they're going to continue like
Based on I think the past,
Yes,
the way
past.
they price their.
So assuming you're going to continue this, we are guessing so with 3600, then what I will do is 3600, we will,
divide.
so we divide by 131. Why 131? Because it's 62 levels at 0.5, so it's 31.
One level, 31%.
31%, right? And then we times 100 lah. So that's how we get about 2,750 if my math did not count wrong.
Around there, 2748, 2750.
2,749, 2,749.
Yes, around there.
Yeah. Okay. So we are looking at Zyon Grand starting price to be about 2,750. So over here, we are showing a comparison of River Green, Promenade Peak, and Zyon Grand. And remember earlier we said that Zyon Grand, we are guesstimating 2,750. Developers, we don't know yet. Don't hold us to these. Developers have not leaked anything. We are just making a guess. A smart guess in that sense. We have seen River Green to have a smaller size and a lower quantum. Promenade Pink went for a bigger size and hence a lower PSF. Right? Now, how about Zyon Grand? What we are thinking Zyon Grand is they're doing a mix because we can see that their sizing, you see 474, is really in between River Green and Promenade Peak.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
So they're sort of like mid, right? And then they seem to be pricing it at a mid PSF also. So in that sense, we go for a quick one. Potentially one beta, you can get it at about 1.327 plus minus.
Wow.
Okay, sounds doable.
Man.
Sounds doable. I mean, if I look at it, even Promenade Peak, it's already
Promenade-
1.4 million.
Yeah, Promenade Peak started at 1.4, River Green started at 1.171.
But the size is also
But the size is smaller. Okay, so again, the same calculation. Let's look at 2-bit. So Promenade Peak started at 1.78, River Green 1.455. At 2,750 PSF, we are expecting Zyon to do 1.5 mil. below 1.5 mil. And this other part is where it is interesting. I like how this developer listens to the ground. 1 and 2 beta are for people who are like, I want investment. I want to earn some money.
Wallet
investment. Let's be wallet friendly. We don't go the biggest. We don't go the smallest. Let's do a mix of it, right? And they make it possible for us to enter at 1.3, 1.4, 1.5 mil.
in the central area though.
In the central area, River Valley. Yeah. So I really like how they are
Doing it.
they're listening, yes. And then when we look at the 3 and the 4 and the 5 beds, interestingly, their smallest is still in between, yeah, River Green sizes. But the biggest 3 bed matches
Promenade
Peaks.
They basically
So basically, they give you the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
You want a smaller one, smaller entry price, go for the 818. You want a bigger space, go for the 1076, right? Again, 2,750, we are looking at about 2.249. I honestly still think it's doable.
if it's 2.249, it'll be, in my opinion, a deal. Need to snatch one.
Yes.
Because Promenade is already almost 2.8 million.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
So in over here, and then let's look at a 4 bed, right? River Green at 980, Promenade Peak from 1421. We have Zyon Green has a 1421. That's the same.
Yeah.
Right? But then Zyon Grand creates one that's bigger than River Green. 1582 is Promenade Peak's biggest, and we have 1518 and 1615.
So basically, I feel like, am I right to say, if you're a 4 beta potential buyer, you have more choices?
Yes, correct. So you have a good range of 1004 to 1006 sizes to decide what you want to buy at.
And
Again,
not only that, for 4 beta in Zyon Grand, because of the way they stack the elevation, now your per square feet, it is significantly lower as compared to your neighbor Promenade Peak.
yes,
Correct. Which means you can buy a 4 beta at level,
2.
not at level 44 and above.
Yes.
You can potentially pay at a higher
Correct.
price.
So remember, this one is from level 44 onwards, right? Whereas this one is from level 2 onwards until level 61.
It might be still high, but generally lower, so you got a better chance.
Well, you have the option to buy in lower at a lower price, right? So as you can see, right, for Promenade Peak, the starting price is 4.6 mil. You can't get anything lesser than that. Whereas for Zyon Grand, 3.9.
And
That's like what?
700,000?
Yeah, 700k difference.
In the same area.
In the same area. Well, neighbors. It's like Singapore and JB having neighbors. Right. So again, developers really listen to the people on the ground. In River Valley area, people like bigger spaces.
Yes.
Right. So those at the 3. So as you can see from the 3 onwards, they went closer to Promenade Peak sizes, 1819, 1814, and 1884, right? So the smaller units, okay, I hear you, investments, let's give it to your smaller units, bigger units for own states, bigger spaces.
All right, a little commercial for us. If you like what we were sharing, you can also subscribe to us and like and follow us. Or you can also just DM us for any information that you need about any advice, any suggestions, or anything if you share. Just any questions, we're happy.
Or if you have a burning question, let us know. And then we may just decide to do the research and then do another video on that burning question.
Correct.
All right.
Right.
Now, let's move on to the layout analysis. All right. Now, heading on with the 1 beta. To be fair, 1 beta in Zyon Grand, we only have 1 layout. We have the 474 square feet and we only have 1 stack. So if you're looking for 1 beta, we need to be focused in terms of the rental, because most of the buyers out there, maybe yourself, you are an investor looking to invest in a 1-bedroom in Zyon Grand. Now, when we mentioned earlier about the service apartment, a lot of people are concerned whether the service apartment will actually absorb all the demand for the tenants out there. But today, I'm here to show you that we have a comparison with Orwell Hill as well as Revere, the service apartment called River Promenade. Let's take a look at the pricing over here. Orwell Hill average to the highest 4,002 to 5,001 for the 1-bedroom rental. However, for Revere, with the service apartment, the component itself, we can see that the average for Revere is 5,001 and it can go up to 6,000. And these transactions are all in the past 6 months. From here, we can actually see that, hey, it doesn't affect your rental. In fact, it boosts your rental. So now, 2 bedders.
So we have the 2-bedroom compact, which is 538 square feet over here, okay, and 50 square meter, type B1. So this is a 2-bed, 1 bath, and it's a galley kitchen. If you like, you can always put a glass door over here to compartmentalize it, to enclose it. And the dining can easily fit 4 people, maybe one more seat here as a 5th person. apartment. Okay, otherwise this layout quite standard, quite straightforward. Okay, so want to take note about this particular stat itself, right? It will be having a northeast view where, because there's promenade peak over here, so you still get a good view actually if you are 30th floor and above. Now for the other two layouts we have is a BP1 and BP2S. The S is with the study, so 646 square feet and 721 square feet. Take a look at it. One is galley kitchen, one is possible that you can do enclosed if you want to, some half wall with a glass and maybe a glass push door over here lah. And if you got a chance to take a look at the show flat, the study actually very deep. I'm very impressed.
I'm very sure it can fit a single bed.
More than confident, I feel. It's very comfortable. Okay, it's very deep. It's, you know, there's some studies they walk by, you see, how to use this study, right?
To be exact, I think it's 2.5 by 1.66 meters.
Here we go. Alright, 2.5 meters. Okay, so just the average, the bed height usually is 1.9 meters. So you might still have a place for a table and a chair. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Other than that, you know, your dining, of course, can be a bit longer. You can go out to here. Fantastic. Here also can, no problem. I like about this layout, galley, because you see, once you cook finish, just turn around behind, put the food on the table already. Correct. Just once you cook finish, here.
Okay.
I think one main thing to take note is the 646 square feet. If you take a look at the master bathroom, there is a window.
Yes.
Which is very rare in today's market for a 2-bedroom unit type to have a window in either the bathroom or the kitchen.
So this window I think is very important, and like what previous videos I always talk about, I like that this wall is particularly longer, so you can put a longer sofa, a coffee table at the side. If you don't want to put over here, also can. So these two layouts I would think is quite interesting. Personal preference, I would like this one a bit more. Okay, so let's move on to the next 2-bedroom rental. So as Eric mentioned just now as well, how does the SA actually helps? We are looking at same comparison for 2-bedder between Orwell and Riviera. So Orwell, you can see that, you know, the average is 5166 and the highest is 67. Actually, recently I heard Orwell went up to 7,000. Maybe the data are out here. Ooh, maybe I heard on the streets. Okay, so now River average 6.9 and the highest is 8,005. So what we're seeing is that, right, Riviera with Riviera Promenade as their service apartment site, actually having that option of group of potential tenants, actually we are seeing a correlation for its actual condo itself.
The demand,
the properties like the place, the area as well. So we believe that for Zyon Grand, it's going to follow a similar pattern and it will be enjoying that kind of a higher rental, which can improve the yield of that. Basically back to the best choice, number one choice in the area, in the oversupply area.
Yeah. Basically the SA is like a trial run followed by the rental, normal rental. It is the main thing. Alright,
moving on to a 3-bedder.
So for the 3-bedders right now, let me share with you what are the layouts we have. As mentioned earlier, we have the smallest 3-bedroom, which is the 818 square feet, followed by the 861 square feet. This is the compact on the left and the deluxe on the right. If I zoom in a little bit for the 818 square feet, it's a traditional layout. However, with a small twist to it, because once we come in from the main door, we have a galley kitchen and a 6-seater dining over on this side. Now, towards the bedroom, you don't see 2 bedrooms followed by a master bedroom. So over here, common bedroom, followed by a master on the left with the master bath over here. The little twist is when we see over here the 3rd bedroom. It is at the end of it on the left, you head on to the master, the right, it is the 3rd bedroom itself. So this is for the 818 square feet.
Very well laid out.
Brilliant.
Reduced wastage
space. So it's basically like a fusion between a dumbbell and a traditional layout. And this view itself is towards the north and the northeast side, as you can see from the side plan over here. So this is the view that they will be getting for the 3 compact as well as the deluxe. Onto the deluxe itself, it is slightly larger than what we see from the 818. Now, we have a privacy foyer over on this side, followed by a storage and a DB, and not galley kitchen, but an enclosable kitchen with a window. A very generous 6-seater dining, followed by the similar 3-bedroom that it is not. Okay, now do take note, 861 and the 818, the main difference is actually in the kitchen. Okay, as you can see, different kitchen and the bathroom. 818 does not have a window in the common bath, whereas 861 has, and the master bath as well. So both master bath has it. Now, let's head on to the slightly bigger 3-bedroom, which is the 1055 and 1076 square feet. To be fair, these two layout, not much difference. The main difference is actually in this area, the foyer. If you realize 1055, the door actually connects, I wouldn't say connect, but it almost touches the home shelter door. Whereas 107, you do see that it is slightly further away. But the objective for this 3-bedroom, everything you need, you have it, okay? Such as the home shelter, enclosed kitchen with a window, even a WC, and then the window in all the kitchen, the bathroom, and all the necessary bedroom that you need, okay? The view for this layout is actually brilliant. It is towards the south. We've mentioned earlier, you will get that Sentosa view for the south. Yeah, if you're getting a high floor unit. Now, the main question is 3-bedroom. What are the considerations? When we enter into Zyon Grand, we want to understand, are we able to exit in the future? So this is where we talk about affordability. It's very important. So,
who are our buyers?
Oh yes, who are the buyers in future that is gonna buy from you? So based on what we know, and in the market we have seen, for the 3-bedroom are usually the upgraders from HDB. So HDB upgraders in today average 4-room BTO prices, I'm gonna take a location of Clementi. So Clementi is relatively nearby. So 4-room average HDB purchase price, back then when they purchased it, it was 549 from HDB. Now, if you can take a look, today their average resale price, it crosses the million. It is 1.2 million, and the estimated proceed is actually 570 plus a CPF getting back is about 756 in terms of the gross proceeds itself, right? Now, the question is, if today I want to sell my Zyon Grand after buying and want to get a profit of, let's just say, 300,000, am I able to do it? So that's where...
Are there enough people who are ready to come into?
Correct.
And able to buy it from you.
With that capability, so that is where the affordability comes in. So looking at it, if you are getting an 818 square feet today, assuming your purchase price is actually around 2.25 million, the estimated sale price 300,000 more, then that will be 2.5 million. Now, the main concern for a lot of buyers out there, the upgraders, is always the down payment. So when we consider that the 25% down payment plus the buyer's stamp duty, you do see that is 637 plus 97,000. Add up is actually 734. Can the owners, the upgraders actually afford without forking out a single cent? If I zoom out a little bit, remember that the sellers for the HDB actually get back 756. Still got change. Because today all they need to fork out is 734,000.
And then you plus, because you stay in HDB, right? You need to stay for how long? 5 years.
5 years MOP.
Does it include their 5 years of savings?
Oh,
Yeah,
that's for
never
sure.
included that.
Correct. So you moved it out as a variable factor, and not just only need to be Clementi. Any other estate, you're seeing that there are a lot of HDB BTO upgraders from different areas in Singapore. When they upgrade, they all are able to cash out a certain level of profits and sales proceeds. And this is where our future buyers are coming from actually.
Yeah. Now, let's head on to the 4-bedder.
Right, so for the 4-bedders, there are 2 sizes that are quite similar. Actually, all 3 have got certain similarities. Now, 1421 has got a tucked away utility, and then you see this yard here is a little bit more squarish. Okay, so these are the 2 main things. But other than that, as Eric has mentioned about windows in the toilets, windows in the kitchen, 4-bedders all have it. Okay.
The utility room also got window.
Yes, that's right. Even the utility as well. So,
How often is there?
how good is this?
Very rare. If you want to house your helper, sometimes in bomb shelter, I understand, right? But some of them house in storeroom or utility room also don't have window one.
Correct.
If you have a happy helper,
So there is one there.
you got a happy house.
Yes. Alright. And then of course the 4-bedder has got a junior master ensuite. On top of that, all the 4-bedders have a private lift. You don't have to, introverts like me don't have to stand in the lift lobby and hello, good morning.
Yeah.
Okay.
Another thing
So you use your own private lift.
another thing I want to highlight is the private lease and the service entrance, or rather what they call it, the common lanes door, it is actually separate.
Yes.
It is not
So this is your back door.
Yes.
Right? So if you've got Grab, Deliveroo and blah 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 or Redmart, they come in from here.
Yeah.
Okay? Not your private.
Or if you do any shopping, any marketing, all the fish.
All your parcels will come here all your brown little parcels from shopping will all come through here, right? Again, same thing with this. They are south-facing. High enough, you get sea view. Next thing, 1518 have got a bigger master. Okay, so there's a bigger master here. right? The kitchen, you have a slightly longish kitchen in that sense. So earlier was a little bit of a L-shaped kitchen. It was this way, right? Now you have your kitchen this way, right? Your yard and your utility. Again, utility has got the windows, right? Your yard is sort of a little bit smaller. Your back door comes straight in this way, whereas earlier your back door comes in this way, your kitchen blocks view. What else? His and her sink. On top of that, a bathtub in the master.
Screams
Right.
luxury.
And again, your junior master, your private lift, alright? They're about the same. Of course, the size a little bit different. Again, south facing. I'm going very fast for this. 1615 is very similar to the 1421 layout. Okay, I'm just going to leave this here, and I'm going to talk about the layout again. Sorry, the facing. It's south facing. I am going to use this to talk about 1615, right? So it's similar to 1421. 1615 has got an added study room in just next to the junior master. Hence, you see the junior master has been pushed out, right? The junior master here has been pushed out to level with the balcony. A bigger master space here, bigger master bath. You have the his and hers sink button and a bathtub and a bigger walk-in wardrobe. Living room also looks wider here as compared to here. We don't exactly know it looks like how we have got a confirmation.
Yes.
Okay, that's about the difference, right? So I would think that's about the difference. Now let's go to what we call the affordability. Eric has mentioned affordability for the 3-bed earlier from the HDB upgraders. I'm not saying that HDB upgraders cannot upgrade to 4 rooms, but we are just showing different examples. Okay, so over here we are looking at different upgraders, the EC upgraders, and we're using 100 Palms as an example. 100 Palms, it's in Yio Chu Kang. Their average 4-bedroom purchase price is 1.113 mil. Average resale is now at 2.5 mil. So how much are they profiting is 1383.
Wow.
Like a lot, right? And then of course, plus whatever down payments they did initially, now they take it back. They have on hand in CPF or cash 1.683 leh. 1.683 million can buy what were we saying? 2-bedder just now.
Yes.
Already, right? With this on hand, again, like Mervin said earlier, don't forget the last 8 years.
8 years.
Just saving
Big
with
thing.
CPF and cash savings, right? Okay, same thing. Assuming we want to sell for a profit of 1 mil. Can or not? 1 mil? Enough or not?
And
Enough, lah, huh? Okay, so assuming we sell for a profit of 1 mil. So we take the 1421 purchase price if you buy at 3.9 mil because we want to profit 1 mil, right? So we sell at 4.9 mil. 20% down payment. And why we say 20% down payment? Because currently loan is up to a max of 75%. So let's not stress on any more cash, like any more CPF and whatever. We look at how much more we need from the loan is 25%. 25% is 1.226 mil, 1.227 mil, plus buyer stamp duty. Total that you need to pay to go to the developer say, I want a 4-bed. It's 1.461 mil. Again.
And they have almost 200,000
It's like,
for
when I was looking at it, I was like, oh my goodness.
yeah.
It is, so you see 1.461 and 1.683. It is just now I counted 222k. 100k.
Well, I mean, another thing to take note is all the resale prices are based on the year 2025.
Yes.
By the time it TOP and you really want to sell, or by the time you sell, I'm pretty sure the prices will also be a little
Price would have went
a little
up.
bit different.
Yeah, went up as well, right?
Yes.
Now, again, we talked about 100 Palms at Yio Chu Kang, right? There are a few upgrades here, okay? So for this particular upgrader, they are upgrading a location from Yio Chu Kang to River Valley. They are looking at a size upgrade from a 1324 non-harmonized to a 1421 harmonized, which means that the size is even bigger. The livable space is even bigger. On top of that, from no MRT nearby to MRT just downstairs. And so, what's more, if people, EC owners from 100 Palms can afford it and still have about 200k in their pocket for reno, for spending, for holidays, to buy a car,
To buy a second property.
to buy a second property. Yes, one more Tiong Bahru owners, Tiong Bahru property owners, right? Tiong Bahru property owners, actually, a lot of them will have fully paid their houses. They could easily do this as well.
Or reduce your loan.
And even Tiong Bahru property owners to Zyon Grand would also be an upgrade from the age of the house.
Yes.
Right? It's also an upgrade, and then suddenly all the malls and all the advantages of the MRT. So, key advantage here is that the 4-bedders, and we've repeated them a few times, there's a possibility to go in slightly below 4 mil, slightly above 4 mil or slightly below 4 mil, and at Promenade Peak, you cannot do so.
Yes, correct.
Because at Promenade Peak, only 44 and above. Here, if you don't mind a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 floor, there is a bigger chance for you to go in. But you want to buy high floor lah.
For sure lah. Now when we talk about high floor, that's why this is the next thing that I want to talk about, the 5-bedder.
Yes.
Because the 5-bedder, right now, we only got one layout, which is the 1819 square feet.
Oh, wow.
This is a really huge layout for 5-bedroom. Of course, we also have penthouse, but we don't want to talk about it today. The 5-bedroom actually starts from level 44 to 61. I'm not going to touch so much on the numbers because 5-bedroom buyers generally, when they really want a 5-bedroom in this kind of environment, what they're looking for is a little bit different. So of course, if you look at the floor plan, you can pause this video and then look at the floor plan. If you're not sure of anything, feel free to give us a call.
Yes.
But I want to highlight what is the thing that buyers will look out for, especially for 5-bedroom.
The quality and the feel.
Okay, now they want to feel luxury. And what is luxury? Other than that, because high floor, imagine you are getting this kind of view. The south is towards Sentosa. Just now you were saying sea view, right? On the right, you do have that sea view. Sentosa over here. This is where you get that south view. And in Singapore, less than 10 projects provide you this kind of view. Because above 60 floor, Singapore, the entire Singapore, less than 10 projects.
Which level is this estimated at?
60.
This is at 60.
60. So now, that is the south view. But of course, if for those viewers, you are looking at the other bedroom type and you're looking at the north view, this is what you'll be getting. You are a league above everyone.
Wow.
If I can put it that way.
Like a Chinese convert to English.
Something like that. Okay, now, another thing that I want to touch on is the provisions and the finishes that they're actually providing you.
Yes.
Okay, I'm just going to touch on the appliances. They're actually giving you Valzout, Libia, D-District, Gibberish. All these are premium items that,
Finishing.
premium brands that developers are providing it to you. Because at the end of the day, when we buy a property, what sets the difference is the finishes and the location.
Yes.
Okay, so
And the view.
So like what you have seen earlier, that is the view that you'll be getting if you are getting a 5-bedroom, because you start from 44 story. Now, thank you so much for viewing our video. If you have viewed so far, thank you so much.
Congratulations on with us.
Okay, now, so here are our contact. If, let's just say you have any questions, got burning question you want to check with us, feel free to contact any one of us.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm Gina.
I'm Eric.
I'm Mervin.
Together we are
Jen.
Yeah.
See you in the next video.
Bye bye.